In this video, I want to share with you how to bring into investment management or the buy side. All the concepts and lessons in this video are applicable no matter what background you came from. What makes buy side job search somewhat unique? Two things. One, good job openings are rarely publicized. Have you seen a research analyst job post by Elliott Management or Lone Pine Capital? Well, there you go. The implication being networking will be a big component of your job search motion. Two, the buy side is a skill-based profession, and you must demonstrate baseline on-the-job skills before getting the job. I believe mindset training is crucial in your job hunting success. The reason is buy-side jobs don't grow on trees. Every hiring firm is very particular about letting in a new member into their small team. There will be rejections, there will be ghosting, and so on. You cannot just give up. I am an example, and so are many others who hustle their way into the profession. The best book on mindset training is, Mindset by Professor Carol Dweck. I have included a link in the video description for your convenience. Read the book, internalize the concept. It will help you cope with rejection or a lack of progress. The other book I recommend is Influence by Robert Cialdini. His techniques on relationship building will be super helpful during your networking. And I'm sure becoming a better person just can't hurt, either professionally or personally anyways. Most firms don't want to train junior employees. That's one big reason why they like to hire investment banking analysts and equity research associates, because of the baseline skills these two professions provide. If you have done neither, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You just need to demonstrate the same ability to do the job before you get the job. Because your day one on the buy side is like this. Hey, Richard, take a look at Spotify and let me know what you think. That's all the instruction you're going to get on the buy side. And certainly, I took a look, really cool business, is obviously not a sufficient answer. Depends on the investment style you're pursuing. You must have at least one actionable stock ready to go in written and verbal format. Your write-up can be used in job sourcing networking calls, and your verbal delivery of it can be used in actual interviews. From the hiring firm's perspective, it reduces the risk that someone isn't truly passionate about investing and doesn't have the baseline skills. A recurring theme of mine is everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So a stock write-up is a great way to weed out people who don't want to die. Want to guess how many people tell me they want to work at a hedge fund but don't have an actionable stock idea? Tons. And guess again what question comes up during every networking call? What is your favorite stock idea right now? See how to weed out people? I have yet met a portfolio manager who doesn't want to talk about stocks. There are many ways to make money in the stock market, which makes the buy-side industry extremely fragmented. I strongly believe knowing your own investment style can help you focus on the suitable funds and generate more tailored stock ideas. Yes, your opportunity set will be smaller than if you try to be everything for everyone, but better fit means higher chance of landing the job. You will not get an offer pitching Snowflake to a deep value shop that invests in cyclical and commodity businesses. Conversely, you will not get an offer pitching a commodity business to a hyper-growth investment firm. I have included a link to my previous video, which is a primer on all equity investing styles. You must watch that. and learn for yourself what kind of investor you are. For example, for me, I always knew I want nothing to do with trading quarters. So I never bothered applying to any jobs at multi-managers. It saves me tons of time as every buy-side interview involves at least one time-consuming case study. And I also don't need to make up a story on why I want to work at a multi-manager, because I don't. Good buy-side job leads are almost always filled by referral, not even by recruiters. So networking is a must to break into the industry, unless you have a truly elite resume. Lots of people on the buy side have been in your shoes. They are willing to pay it forward if you approach networking in the right way. I have written about networking on my website and helped many clients develop good networking techniques to increase their chance of getting job leads. I'll just make some high-level points. 1. Always lead with your best product, which is a strong stock write-up. 2. Do your homework of your target firm. Understand their philosophy and what do they own in their portfolio. 3. Be concise. A great investor can get to the essence very quickly. Don't ramble on your story and on your stock pitch. Rehearse it and time yourself. You should have a 2 to 3 minute delivery of every answer to every behavioral questions and your pitch. 4. The best job leads are where you are the sole contender for the job, and be open to relocations. 5. You never know. Always apply and reach out even if you think you are over or underqualified. Because if it's a big firm, there might be other teams that are hiring. Finally, have the mindset of networking to meet mentors, not just for job leads. That is a more meaningful way of going about it, and also it is better perceived by your counterparty because it feels less transactional. I have had many mentors who over time have turned into my friends as well. It is very rewarding, and you want to hold on to them for the rest of your life as you grow as an investor. Buy-side job leads can come from anywhere. If you work in sell-side equity research, salespeople are a great source for job leads. If you work in investment banking, recruiters are very receptive to working with you because you fit the bill. If you are coming from other backgrounds, do not worry. The most important thing remains that whether you have a compelling stock idea and a robust personal process. There are many channels you can leverage to widen your surface of success. Job boards, LinkedIn, buy-side firm career website, Bloomberg Terminal if you have it, stock pitch platform like Value Investor Club and SumZero, and finally, reach out to recruiters. That's the to-dos. In the next section, I'm going to talk about the reasons why you might be doing your buy-side job search incorrectly and why you're not making progress. They are the worst candidates. They make no effort to understand the day-to-day of a research analyst and have no passion for investing. They're just here for the money, or even worse, for the prestige. I'm just not sure whether prestige can put meals on the table. Maybe I'm wrong. They see buy-side as a career path with limitless financial reward, which is true. And work-life balance is great, which is also true. But they completely miss the picture of the deceptively many hours of personal time dedicated to better understanding the world, forming contrarian views to identify mispriced stocks, and being right about those views. This is the same type of people who will most likely ask how to quickly make 7 figures or which Tiger Cup is better. If you're asking how much people are making on the salary side. That is the first telltale sign that you don't know where the action is at in this business, which is the variable component that's called bonus. I am not going to bother discussing these people here, other than saying you guys are not breaking into the buy side. You need to have a stock idea, and the content matters. But how do you come up with a great work product without idea generation and a robust personal research process? Before hammering out stock ideas out of the blind, this type of candidate needs to develop a toolkit so that you have a repeatable process to handle whatever stocks that will be handed to you when you are on the job. I suggest reading a few classic investing literature. Think Seth Klarman, Phil Fisher, Joe Greenblatt, etc. All the must-reads are in the video description for your convenience. Please, but don't overdo it. Once you have read a few, start looking at stocks and applying the concepts. There are always going to be more people on this planet who can recite famous investor names or quote jargon such as margin of safety or miss the market. But there are not as many people with the ability to make actual money. Be the latter. In this skill-based profession, networking without demonstrating intrinsic ability will get you nowhere. So before you start reaching out to people, produce real stock ideas. Trust me, you can know thousands of buy-siders, but if no one is willing to refer you when a good job opportunity comes along, you are better off quietly becoming a competent investor first. I was once a member of this camp. I think it's really a sign of not wanting to get out of my comfort zone to have real views and apply it to real investment situations. Yes, I have read Buffett letters, investment books, hedge fund letters, famous investor blogs, but in hindsight, I should have allocated way more time to looking at different companies. Funds pay me to apply concepts, which is to make money. So there is such thing as too much reading. For those who realize they might fall under this camp, remember to apply your learning to real businesses. They are trying to be everything for everyone, which is a bad move. Obviously, you don't want to be too limited to a niche where there are 5 funds in the world that perfectly suit your personal investment style. But you also don't want to be stretched too thin by trying to please, for example, both a multi-manager and a long-only fund, which have very polar opposite investment philosophies. The solution: understand your investment style deeply. Watch my primer video. Then it is your decision on how many stars you want to target, which impacts how many stock ideas you need to produce, or how many ways you need to pitch the same stock to appeal to different funds. Finally, remember, as long as you're not the founder of an investment fund, perfect style alignment does not exist. So focus on finding a firm where you don't have to bend your own belief too much, and that's all you can ask for. Yes, buy side gives you a lot of autonomy, and you will be working alone a lot of times. But don't mistaken that as saying the buy side does not require people skills. Convincing your PM to buy your stock recommendation or give you the job is selling. Getting the answer you want from company management or sell-side analysts is selling. Raising money is selling, although the last piece you're not there nearly yet. You need to be a decent human being with strong written and verbal communication to do well. If you fail the airport test, good luck getting the job. That said, there are tons of unpleasant or antisocial people at the top of this profession, So maybe it is not as big of an issue as I think it is. Most people don't get their first buy-side job after their first set of interviews. It took me 5 to 6 sets of interviews. One, you should accept the fact that buy-side search is not a fair game. For every opening, you could be competing with somebody who had years of real buy-side research experience. The hiring firm, from their vantage point, they just want to hire the candidate who's most ready to go. So a plug and play is almost always better than hiring you who are hungry but don't have any real experience. It is a number game. You only need one job. That's where the mindset training comes in. Stay persistent, and the ones who succeed are the ones who get back up after rejections. If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future contents. More resources on my website and on my Instagram. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.